With the prices of Pokemon going up and up, are we seeing a new trend of scams showing up in the Pokemon TCG? Well, let's take a look. Scams are becoming more and more prevalent again as the Pokemon prices continue to soar, as booster box prices continue to climb, and as Japanese sets continue to do fantastic as we move forward into 2023. As we see with Rattle Pokemon all the way down to Pokenomics to Possum Bud, we are seeing a lot of scams occurring in the Pokemon TCG, which are very hard to identify if you don't know what you're looking at. So today, I'm going to be talking about these scams, what you need to know, and how you can maybe protect yourself a little bit better, but also give you my personal experience to show that, hey, I'm human just like everybody else in this channel, and I'm susceptible to this just as much as anybody else. So today, the first thing I want to talk about is what we can do to try and prevent these things from happening. And of course, the number one thing that you can do to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of these scams is purchasing from reputable people. Regardless if you're doing Japanese or regular sets, whether you're buying cards or singles, all of which are very important to make sure that you understand that reputable people have better chances of not scamming you. Some people do have reputations and are capable of scamming, but in general, it gives you a piece of security. The other part of it is too that I would always tell everybody, when you purchase a product, unless you know the person directly or have had a lot of interactions with these people that you know them pretty well, I would say that always use goods and services when you do a purchase. The fact of the matter is that these goods and services give you the opportunity that if you do get a counterfeit or a fake item, you can report that to, of course, PayPal and get that money back. It's a security blanket for yourself to secure yourself a little bit better. Granted, it's not even a 100% chance that you're going to get that anyways. Sometimes even PayPal will dispute it or make you do a filing with the police department. There may be a lot of work. So depending on the price range of what you lost, may not be worth doing so. But the biggest thing is just be sure that you're dealing with reputable people and understand the products that you're buying. So when you get them in, you have a short time frame to be able to make these claims, understand what you're looking at and how to identify them. And there are a lot of videos out there. Japanese, of course, the box has a serial number which should match the packs inside of them. If you go down through English, a lot of times the wrap, look for damaging to the wrap. ETBs need to have little micro holes inside of it. You can see them quite well on the actual packaging, and I'll kind of put a video here where you can kind of see those coming out. But these are actually things that you can check out when you're looking at a package or an ETB. Booster boxes, once again, check the seals, make sure that they seem the right firmness. If you've dealt with booster boxes regularly, you can tell when one seems tighter than the other ones, and that's what I've seen on counterfeit boxes a lot of times, is that the wrap is tighter. They do a really good job trying to cut that seam where they actually melt the plastic together. But then if you look at it, they need to pull that tighter in order to reseal those packages. So if they are going through and digging through a booster box, they are going to have to try and seal it a little bit tighter. You'll see some distortion on the Pokeballs. That's one of the things that I've seen as a big key on those, is definitely look at the Pokeballs themselves. Sometimes if they are stretching them, then Pokeballs, I think, if you look at a booster box, I believe they're printed on after or slightly afterwards. So if you look at a Pokeball, the balls are actually pretty nicely distorted on here. There's only a little bit of distortion usually around the seam. And what I've seen is that if you've got these Pokeballs, I know it's hard to see in the camera, these will actually look a little bit stressed. I mean, it's not super tight packaging on there, guys. It is actually a little bit on the loose side intentionally, but on the other side is if they go and repackage them, of course, they'll start to pull that tighter in order to get that repackaging and keep that original labeling of that Pokeball. The other thing is look in the sides, of course, on booster boxes. Check the sides of these boxes, guys. A lot of times you can see the packs are backwards and things are a little bit distorted. You know, you should see an even distribution sometimes across there. Make sure you understand what the pack art and stuff is of some of these boxes as they come in. Now, granted, is there a lot of counterfeiting right now of, Silver Tempest? Probably not. It's probably not a very common thing to get a lot of counterfeiting inside of there. Yes, there probably are some Chinese sets that are coming out that have Silver Tempest name on them. But the general ones that I look at, of course, is XY Evolutions packs. We've seen a lot of those come through. Their packs don't even match. The one that I would be suspecting we might be seeing some coming fairly quickly will be Evolving Skies. Of course, the price of that booster box currently right now is making it more and more susceptible to counterfeiting as that price continues to go up. more and more people will try to capitalize on the hype and FOMO that's involved with that set. So once again, know the pack art. Understand if you look at the side of a booster box, what they'll look like stacked. Sometimes some are backwards, sometimes they're upside down. They don't really always put them in there the right way. And then, of course, the pack art sometimes are completely wrong and there's color mismatch on there. So, like the XY Evolutions counterfeits that we've seen, there are orange, there are different colors, orange, green, and blue. And of course, all Evolutions packs are blue. So, once again, those are just keys that you can look at when you're looking for counterfeits without opening the packages. ETBs, once again, micro holes, and look at that actual feeling of the plastic. A lot of times you can tell that the plastic is wrong if you've dealt with ETBs, or if you have ETBs that you know you've purchased from credible sources such as a store, and you buy like a Hidden Fates ETB, because we've seen Hidden Fates ETBs come back as being counterfeited or opened up, and you can check that plastic. Once again, the plastic wrap is slightly off. But with that being said, and talking about how to prevent a little bit of scams on the big items, a lot of times V-Boxes, things like that, of course, you can check the glue seams and things like that. One thing I do want to talk about is a counterfeit situation in which me and you, I know you've seen Carl on the channel in the chats. He's also been in the box breaks. He's a friend of mine that actually joined the channel really early on. Has been supporting his channel for a really long time and greatly appreciated. In. He always buys into the, buys and stuff like that for the pack breaks and just enjoys himself with the channel. But we were down in another town and we were relaxing, and he actually had the opportunity to purchase some Japanese. And he purchased some Scarlet and Violet packs, and he purchased 4 Scarlets and 4 Violets. And he also got some VMAX Universe, VMAX Universe, the newest one from Japan. And he bought this from a reputable dealer. He bought this from a dealer in California. He had purchased from several times. He purchased VMAX Climax. He's purchased a lot of the different sets from Japanese from there over the time. Like I said, he doesn't get a lot of product from there, but he has continually purchased product with no issues. When we got these boxes, and he said, well, while you're here, why don't we open up a couple of these and just have some fun? Let's see if we can get that $700, I think it's $700, it's $400 to $700 trainer card that's in Violet right now, and see what we can do. Worst case scenarios, we get a couple of cool secret rares and we move on. So we opened up the first one, and he noticed that the plastic, see, I don't open enough Japanese, but he noticed that the plastic felt wrong. He said it just didn't feel right. It didn't rip right, and it wasn't quite the right plastic that they use for these sets. But moving on, he didn't think much of it because the box still looked sealed. Everything looked fine. Everything looked okay. The little safety tab was still on there. So then we went and opened it up, and that's when he started looking at them after we had seen some things going on, and he noticed the serial numbers. So he knew about the serial numbers. I'd had no idea about this. So he started looking through there, and he noticed that 3 of them had the wrong serial number inside the box. So once again, then he started investigating, and he said, well, he called up his friend and he got him from in California. I don't know, friend, but the person he got it from in California. He looked it over. He talked to them, the person from California. Well, the only way we're going to know for sure is if you open the packs. He said, take one box, open the packs. If you don't get a secret rare in there, of course, chances are is that box has been dug through. Because technically, I think in Japan, every box should have a secret rare of Scarlet and Violet. So we opened the Violet one. We went through it. No secret rare was inside of there. We got a couple of just regular character rares, things like that inside of it. But we did not get any of the secret rares. Then, of course, we went and opened up a case of Scarlet in the same scenario. We had some mismatched serial numbers on the back of those. One was actually missing a serial number, which he said is another weird oddity. They should all have that serial number on the back of the packs that match the box. Once again, did not. Had 4 of them in there that did not match, and we did not get a secret rare in Scarlet. So, once again, we had to open 2 boxes, had the same issue. Luckily, the guy from California was very understanding. He gets them directly from Japan, and apparently the counterfeiting seems to be coming quite a bit from Japan itself. So when you're looking at Japanese products, definitely watch yourself when it comes down to it. This is just my personal experience. I am not a huge Japanese connoisseur. I mean, I dabble in it. I play. I open some VMAX Climax, of course, V-Star Universe. I've opened a couple packs of each one of those, or a box of VMAX Climax, and I've opened a couple packs of V-Star Universe. But I'm not a huge Japanese person. I definitely want to get into it. But from what I'm seeing in the market, it's getting very, very difficult for me to want to even invest in the Pokemon Japan, just because of the potentials of scams that are coming through there. Even reputable buyers in the United States currently are getting products that are not actually safe. And if that's the case and they're coming overseas unsafe, I don't know how, if he's in California, how he's going to be able to handle that, to go back to someone in Japan and try to rectify the situation for himself, or if he's just going to eat the loss on these, maybe open them up himself and see what he can find. But overall, it's just some of the situations that we are continuing to see right now. And my fear is that with the cost of everything going up, talking to my distributor friend once again, he has no sign of reprints, and they're starting to give up on it, guys. They're really starting to question on whether or not they will be seeing reprints of any of the Sword and Shield sets, because they should be seeing them by now. And they're just not getting any notifications as of right now. They haven't seen anything coming through. Hopefully they'll hear some news. They're still hoping for some of the later sets like Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, Lost Origins, and of course Brilliant Stars. They still were looking for some reprints in those. They said there's a lot of LGSs that need this product. It's really hurting their bottom line for the distributors also when it comes down to the Pokemon front. So it's definitely very important for reprints to happen, hopefully, or at least get a really big print of Scarlet and Violet and the next set's coming up. So that way LGSs can get a leg up. We have people that want the product. We have people that are willing to pay for the product. And hopefully we will see that come forward. So once again, guys, I just wanted to share with my experience with the Japanese market, at least my scam that I've actually been part of. Once again, wasn't my product, but I was there when it was open. Very interesting with the serial numbers, and I know Possum Bud actually had that on his video too. I did not know that prior to my friend opening it. When Carl opened that up, of course, that product had that little serial number, and it matched the box except for a few in the packs, which means they pulled those few packs out because they knew that they were the secret rares, and they replaced them to give the right counts. The box looked absolutely fine. You couldn't even see there's that little safety tab, but as we've seen, they're coming in through the side of the box. They're circumventing that part of it too. So that's not exactly safe when it comes down to those Pokemon scams. So I don't know what the next move or what the best plan is at this point in time when it comes down to especially investing in the Japanese, just because of my inexperience. It puts a bad taste in my mouth to want to be able to try and tackle that market or even look at that market. I know it's hot, it's booming. The United States seems to be eating it up because of the lack of product here in the United States. They're, of course, going to Japanese, which to me has a little bit better product sometimes. A little bit better quality, a little bit better presentation. They look better. They are definitely on a right track for being a better product. But overall, English market still seems to be a little bit safer when it comes down to especially modern sets. Definitely not as many scams happening in those booster boxes. And who knows how long that'll hold. I mean, the Evolving Skies thing starts to worry me with no reprints in sight of Evolving Skies. Are we going to get one? I don't know. I don't know if they are going to go back that far in Evolving Skies. I just, the demand for it's there. The people wanting it is there. The distributors wanting it. The fans wanting it. The collectors wanting it. That does not mean the Pokemon's going to come through. If Pokemon did reprints, I would think that they would be in the last year. 2022 sets would be the area where we would see reprints, and that's it. But other than that, that's just speculation when it comes down to reprints. Hopefully we hear something here shortly. I mean, the market's going crazy, and it will continue to do so until we do. But other than that, guys, hopefully just having a little bit of chat once again with my viewers. I know a lot of you guys probably seen these videos from other places, but I wanted to give you some firsthand experience, something that I've actually seen myself when it comes down to those Japanese products. I did not expect that we were just having fun, just relaxing. Once again, no cameras are out. We were just sitting down at a coffee table, just opening up some cards, just gonna have some fun. And then he kind of realized that because he opens more Japanese, he opens quite a bit up. I mean, I don't open very much, and he noticed it, looked it over, saw the issues, and decided that, hey, we should probably call my person I get these from, be sure they understand that some of these may not have any secret rares. We may be having some issues with these products. And lo and behold, they were missing. The cards that should have been inside of those boxes were missing. And of course, the wrong serial numbers on the back of cards, or the missing serial numbers on the one. So once again, guys, just want to give you some info. Just want to give you a heads up and actually talk about what I've seen personally and the scams and the situations that we are continuing to see in the Pokemon TCG. As these prices continue to balloon, as these prices continue to go up, this will continue to be a problem. So once again, guys, keep an eye out. Take your time. Make sure you're going from reputable sources. Make sure you're using that PayPal goods and services. Be sure you're examining everything when it comes in. Don't just assume that because you bought it from a reputable dealer, that's the moral of the story, that it's going to be something that's right. Do your own diligence. Check it before you put it on the shelf and try to take it out 2, 3, 4 years down the road and realize that it's fake, or you sell it to someone, they open it and realize it's fake, and then you're on the line without that traceability to go back. So once again, the moral story, be sure that you do your due diligence for yourself. Don't trust anybody when it comes down to certain products, especially Japanese products right now, because of how easy it is to counterfeit those, or not counterfeit, but how easy it is to open those particular booster boxes and pull out the good packs and repack and then send them out. So once again, definitely keep your eye out. Definitely be diligent. Do your time. Take your time. Be sure you're buying from reputable sources, and use that PayPal goods and services. Hopefully this is some good information. Like I said, hopefully you hearing a story from someone that you actually see, that's actually seen this happen, is good for you to actually just hear it, that, hey, even I'm susceptible to it. People I know that are in the hobby that we have been doing this for a really long time are still susceptible to these particular scams. And granted, if we didn't open those couple, he was planning on opening at least half of them. If he decided not to, he might have put them on a shelf for a long period of time too without realizing it, and lost that traceability back. So just check everything that comes in just to be safe. Other than that, guys, hopefully it's some good information. Hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of awareness in what you're seeing and how you can actually see these things. And other than that, if you do like this kind of content, as always, and you've made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe, hit that like to help out the video. And if you do like this content, check out these 2 videos over here. I will put them up for you for your entertainment and education afterwards. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.